Hi, my name is Sunday. In this video, I'll be talking about the possibilities of second lockdown. The possibilities of second lockdown. Although the Italian government has stated that they are rolling out second lockdown, but the cases in Italy are increasing day by day, gradually. They are increasing every day. So although the Italian government is saying they are not going to go into second lockdown, but looking around the world or going through the headlines of the world, many other nations are gradually going back into lockdown. And even in Italy, there are some kind of laws that are being made mandatory now. That of the face mask are being made mandatory, that wherever you go, especially in Rome, everyone has to keep on their face mask due to the increase again in people contacting coronavirus. In other places like France, Spain, and others, the increase is so high that in those places they are considering going back to second lockdown. So people that are traveling or they want to travel to one place or the other for holiday or for one thing or the other, you need to sit down and think about it. There is possibility of second lockdown. France is thinking about it, Spain is thinking about it because the number of people that are contacting it is getting increased every day. Although Italian government has said that they are rolling it out. But looking around the globe, there are many other countries that are looking at the possibility of second lockdown. Israel has gone into lockdown since a week ago. They have gone into second lockdown, not just the first, they have gone into second lockdown. There are many other countries that are considering the possibilities of going back into second lockdown. It says face masks become mandatory in Rome as COVID-19 cases increase. The COVID-19 cases has started increasing. So they have made face masks mandatory, meaning you must, outside, whether indoor or outside, you need to put on your face mask. In America, President Trump and his wife tested positive to coronavirus. Says Trump tests positive for coronavirus. The president's result came after he spent months playing down the severity of the outbreak that has killed more than 207,000 in the United States, and hours after insisting that the end of the pandemic is in sight. Some few hours after insisting that the end of the pandemic is in sight, he caught the virus. He was diagnosed of the virus, him and his wife. So he has been playing down on the coronavirus that nothing is happening. He has been going to different places without face mask. Even on his presidential debate with Biden, he and his team were not putting on face masks, but now he has tested positive to coronavirus. Coronavirus has no boundary. It does not look at face. So that's it. In Spain, it says Madrid coronavirus, Spain orders lockdown amid rise in cases. Spain is about to order lockdown. In Madrid, the capital city, they have ordered street restriction. It says under the new restrictions, people in Madrid and 9 neighboring towns will only be allowed to leave their area for essential trip involving work, school and university, visits to the doctor and care for the vulnerable. So this is the only essence or the only means that will make them exit their houses. So that is this stricter restriction. So that is what they are putting in place now. It says social gatherings will be limited to 6 people, and restrictions on hours and numbers are also being imposed on hotels, places of worship and shops. Parks and playgrounds are exempted unless the local authorities choose to shut them. Say Madrid's regional government, which is controlled by the conservative opposition and did not vote in favor. Although the regional government did not vote in favor of the restriction, it says has argued that the lockdown is not legally valid. So the lockdown in Madrid, although the regional government is saying that it's not legally valid, but the lockdown had come into place. Stricter restriction in Madrid because of the increase again in coronavirus. So they are going back into partial lockdown in Madrid and many other places as well. In France, it says France announces new coronavirus restrictions as COVID-19 cases rising. COVID-19 case has risen again in France. So France is announcing coronavirus restriction again. So it may also lead to partial lockdown as well. It says Paris at risk of total lockdown as Europe cases rise. Paris, the capital city of France, is at risk of total lockdown. So that's what they are saying. As coronavirus increase in Europe, especially in France and Spain, it says Paris is in danger of going back into lockdown next week. Next week, Paris is in danger, according to CNN. Paris is in danger of going into another lockdown from next week. In next week, after the French government said the coronavirus pandemic was worsening in the capital. After the French government had announced that coronavirus infection is getting higher in the capital, in France, in Paris, the capital. So they are trying to go back. They say from next week. So we're going to look how next week is going to be. If the case continue increasing, then they might go back into partial lockdown or total lockdown. In Israel, it says Israel tightens second lockdown amid acrimony. Israel had gone into second lockdown a week ago. It says Israel has tightened restrictions on its population in the fight against coronavirus 1 week after a second lockdown came into effect. 1 week after second lockdown came into effect, Israel had gone into second lockdown. Now they're also tightening the restriction a week after they went into second lockdown. So that is in Israel. So there are many other countries that are going or partially going into lockdown because of the increase in coronavirus in their nation. He said Israel has one of the worst, highest rates of infection relative to population size. So that is, there are many possibilities of different nations going back into second lockdown or partial lockdown. So when things go on the way it is, if people are not following or honoring or obeying the restrictions that are put in place, then things might escalate. Before you know it, they will go back into another lockdown again. Just like President Trump, he thought maybe it's not going to happen. He was even playing down on it. At the end, he himself and his family and his wife are caught coronavirus as well. So everyone should be wise, everyone should be careful. If they say use face mask, you use face mask wherever you are, no matter who you are and no matter your belief. So everyone needs to follow the rules that are laid down by the government of the nation. Trump himself did not follow the rules that were laid down by his own administration, and at the end, he has caught it. So that is it. For those ones that are traveling, they want to travel, they should also sit down and look at wherever they are going to or when they are traveling as well, because the period we have now is called unpredicted period. You can't predict what is going to happen and no one can tell. Italy might be saying they are not going to go into second lockdown now, but if things happen in the wrong direction, if things go south, then they can't stay away from it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, comment, and also share it to others as well. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe and make sure you click the notification bell. So whenever I upload any new videos or information, you will know. Thank you and God bless you. Bye.